I am. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you so much.
Good evening, General.
Evening.
Let me start where you left off just now. And throughout the proceedings, you've identified certain issues that you have with the PKTT. Certain challenges, exorbitant costs, inefficiencies, wrongdoing, even corruption. Are those concerns new? Or did you have those concerns prior to the 31st of December 2024?
They have been there, but they needed an approach to be able to address, because this is a closed space.
Did you ever voice those concerns prior to the 31st of December?
I haven't really voiced them out in a sense of the way they're saying, but why is this thing happening? Why is this happening? But from where we are sitting, each time you get a complaint from forensics that says, General, can I have my two forensic experts back, because we need them in the forensic space. Otherwise, if they are not in the forensic space, it's a very serious problem, because it compromises our information. It compromises the independence. And if you are to go and testify, and then those members that are with them, the credibility of the investigation cannot be trusted should they get a powerful defense counsel. So the component that will come and say, no, if we are a forensic and science laboratory, our results must be trusted in such a way that when they say exhibits were taken, sealed, maintain continuity chain of possession up until they were handed in. And this is the process that has been followed to examine those. And then this is how we did it, expert evidence, and then process. The system is loaded, and then the response is there. So you must have a legitimate process that is running, rather than having a situation where you've got a team that has got everyone in place. In other words, whatever that we do, if we tell you that, no, we want this result to be positive, then you can come up with a plan that will cause this result to be positive.
But you never voiced that to the minister?
No.
Let's move on. Is it fair to say that on your version, there's a pattern that wherever you are employed, you fall victim to conspiracies to get rid of you, to discredit you? Would you say that's fair?
My job is to investigate, and so I don't expect anybody to love me. I investigate, and I investigate hard. And then when you can see, you can go to the city of Joburg, and then they will tell you that I uncovered over 45 billion. And when I investigate, I got there, and then they were less than 17, and when I left there, they were more than 84 staff complements. And we employed experts from the police, from organized crime, people that I work with in organized crime, who are working on the hijacked properties, who are working from state security. I bring a lot of expertise. I even employ the prosecutors from prosecution and say, as we investigate, before a case go to court, look at this case, satisfy yourself that it satisfies all the elements of case. Are we ready to go to court? And if it's in court, fight for this case in court so that we don't lose it. So when I work hard and I investigate hard in such a way that I'm not surprised. Whatever that I do, I push. So I understand where the honorable members coming from and say, don't you think you are the naughty one, because there's a pattern that we see here. In the city of Joburg, they were complaining about you. Now here in the police, they are complaining about you. But before I left, I was working hard still. That's why they gave me the Richard Mduli matter that I ended up also arresting.
But why now? I understand the Hawks, when you were there, I understand, and you explained that yesterday, I understand City of Johannesburg, as you now said. But why now, as Deputy National Commissioner, would there be such a conspiracy against you?
Now it's a very serious and it's a worrying situation because I know I've applied for the position of the Hawks. And instead I was looking forward to going to participate in the interviews. And unfortunately for me, then it happens that General Khumalo got arrested. And for some reasons, it was like I'm involved or I know what led to that, or I'm working with either the minister or with the IG. Nothing, I don't know. No, I understand that you are not involved. You could not have been involved because employing someone there is what they did among themselves. You are not involved. But as far as I'm concerned, somebody said to the National Commissioner, I want his job. I had to, my bishop, Bishop Mukambule, he said, you will need to assure him that you are not really after his job. Assure him. And I wrote the National Commissioner a long message and he responded. Now, here's someone who said to the National Commissioner, CBS lobbying for your position. I've never lobbied anybody that I want to become the National Commissioner. Secondly, I applied for the position of the Hawks. I am the longest serving member in the Hawks. All the provincial heads of the Hawks, all of them, in fact, worked under me. So I worked with General Lebeya, General Dramat. I started with the Scorpions, and all of them, I've worked with them. So I'm just saying, I was the one looking forward to, but unfortunately they had to make sure that it doesn't happen by smearing my name, pulling my name apart on social media and suspending me, loading me with criminal cases. This is the situation in which I find myself at this point in time.
When Brown Mokgotsi phoned you and warned you that there's people that's doing this to you, that's trying to get rid of you, was that after you already applied for the position at the Hawks?
No, the discussion around the possibility of the position of the Hawks becoming vacant started long before the advert. The advert was on the 21st of February, but the discussions, when it became clear that General Lebeya will be retiring somewhere around May, the media started asking questions. They will just throw a question in the middle of an interview, whatever interview, whether it's about extortions or whether it's about anything that you are there to, are we becoming a mafia state or whatever, then those interviews that you attend, then from the General Sibia, okay, General Lebeya will be leaving, what is next? Where do you see yourself next? Are you going to apply for the position? Yes, I'm going to apply for the position. Then the next thing you see the headline, General Sibia has thrown his head into the ring. And then the next thing, so it goes. And as it goes, there are those that are determined to make sure that you will not get there. And that is why I'm facing the situation, overwhelming situation that is saying he will not get there. And they're doing everything in their power to push me out.
Yeah, but when Mokgotsi warned you, this did not happen. So there was another reason why people were were after you, were conspiring, were involved in this conspiracy and discreditation. But let me ask you, when he warned you, did he tell you who the people are that's after you?
He said it's crime intelligence.
Okay.
And even when I got to be released, fired the first time, it was crime intelligence. Even now, the challenges that I'm facing is crime intelligence.
He said to you that you're being followed, that they're listening in. Did you tell the National Commissioner this?
I did, because I remember one morning I went to him and I said, NASCOM, they said I shouldn't go to work because I'm going to be arrested. But I can't hide, I'm here. What did I do? And he said, he denied it. He said, no, I know nothing. I will sit with the National Commissioner and he will leave me in a meeting and say, continue with the meeting, continue chairing this meeting. And when I knock off, I will hear that, hey, the National Commissioner was, and Kumalo, they were here going to apply for the warrant of your arrest. I said, how? I was with the National Commission in the meeting. He left me to continue with the meeting. And the next thing I got to hear that he was here applying for the warrant of arrest. People have been to Mpumalanga to almost every day, to an extent that they've been always going to also Mr. Matala saying that just give us Sibia. Give us Sibia, we'll even withdraw your case that you have been arrested for of this Ms. Tobejani. Now I'm told that they are using my colleagues. They are using my colleagues to see if they can get some witnesses there. I do know about those things. They get to me. But what I want to say is that I will wait for my time to take the fight maybe to outside the police, but it is so unfortunate that I wish it did not happen, and it could not happen because one is just left with 2 years basically to exit.
Just hold it there, honorable vessels. General, you say that Mr. Mokgotsi told you that the people behind you are crime intelligence, and that even the difficulties that you currently face is crime intelligence. So are you saying that the things that he told you are now happening?
This is correct. That is correct.
You may proceed, honorable vessels.
Thank you, Chairperson. If I can take you to paragraph 78 of your statement, and I just want, the question has been asked today a lot about the January 8th. But in your statement, you say that you were in Cape Town around January for the January 8th Gala dinner event. In your testimony yesterday and today, you referred to operations that you did for this event. Can I just get clarity? Did you attend the Gala dinner event?
No. As the South African Police Service, all major events, we always make sure that we are there and we put all security measures in place. We are led by the NAT joints, and the NAT joint, which is chaired by another Lieutenant General, Deputy National Commissioner Musikidi, but it is the one that leads these operations. So we get deployed. So we come here just to make sure that the environment is safe, and no crime is committed, and that everything will go well. So we are here on official capacity, not to the Gala dinner. I've never been to the Gala dinner as well.
So it's just an oversight in the statement to only reflect on the Gala dinner event and not on the stadium event, because even though it doesn't really make sense, but that makes more sense than the Gala dinner.
No, I've never said or spoken about the Gala dinner. I've never been to the Gala dinner.
Okay. Then the rest of that paragraph, you reflect that you met Mokgotsi a month before your consultation with the evidence leaders. That's after 6 July, obviously, and it's after the allegations made by General Mokgotsi that links you to Mokgotsi. You then say that he came to where you were, greeted, and he left. Are you saying that you didn't at all have a discussion about the allegations that are being made?
No, he came and he was greeting, and then from there he left. I was busy with the lawyers. There was no time to really spend time with him and chat because the lawyers who were preparing the documents for I think it was my disciplinary in court. But to me, there was nothing wrong in just greeting.
I understand that, General, but there's these serious allegations linking you to him, an undue influence and so forth. You said that why you keep the lines of communication open with him is to gather information from him. Here you have an opportunity, an encounter with him. There's allegations made, it's in the public realm, but you don't utilize the opportunity to ask him what his version is.
What I can say, Chair, is that not that it didn't click my mind and say, but why don't you stop talking to this person because already there are allegations about me. But you also have a situation where you say, but anyway, I've been talking to this person. And why avoid this person at this point in time? Because if this person gives me information that I think will help me at some point, let me remain with the line open than anything else.
Did you ever talk to him about the BKTT?
No.
Did you ever talk to him about or did he talk to you about the search and access and seizure that took place at Kat Mklala's residence?
No.
Okay. Do you know Edwin Sodi?
Yes.
Have you met him?
Yes.
What's your relationship with him?
I know him as a businessman, and I know him as a businessman remember when you operate in Sandton, Sandton is not big. You will know people who have complained to you. At some point, he complained to our office. Remember, I was going through some time where he opened a case, his watches were taken, there was a break-in at his house. So that's how I got to know him.
Can you recall when last you had communication with him?
I don't recall when it was there, when it was, yes.
You've testified on that you received a call from General Mokgotsi on the 4th of July inquiring if you are going to be in Durban that weekend of the 5th. Just remind us, why were you in Durban on the 5th of July?
I was attending an event.
That event is the Durban July?
Yes.
On whose invitation did you attend the Durban July?
On invitation by the race course.
Okay. Who paid for your travel and accommodation?
I paid.
Have you ever received any gifts from Brown Mokgotsi?
No.
Has he ever paid for anything that you've benefited from?
No.
Lunch, dinner, breakfast?
No.
You said you met him the first time when you were here with January 8th that we reflected on now at the Southern Sun Hotel, but later you also spoke about Camps Bay. Which one is it?
I heard that at some point, I don't know whether it is in the messages where they say he was talking to someone saying General CBS at Camps Bay. When Brown Mokgotsi was in Cape Town, he met me once at breakfast time when I was eating breakfast. He came to where I was, and from there, nothing. In Camps Bay, it was myself and the two protectors. One is the guy that I came up with from Gauteng, and one was a colleague from here in Western Cape. We went to eat there.
Ever received any gifts from Kat Mklala?
Not at all.
He ever pay for anything?
Not at all.
Let me conclude. General, thank you. One last question. If you say the motive that is put forward for why the political task team, why there was this urgency to disband the political Killings Task Team. You know that version. You deny, you refute that version. You say that that's not true. But why do you think there's this concerted effort to then, by the National Commissioner, by General Mokgotsi, to put forward this version that everything is linked to criminal syndicates? What is the motive to do that?
I think it is very wrong to really try to assign this thing to or to link it to a criminal syndicate, because even when this thing started, it never had anything to do with criminal syndicate. But I think someone found a reason to say, but how can we link this thing to this criminal syndicate to look like, oh, that is the motive why this thing is happening. But I can safely tell you that it has got nothing to do with any criminal syndicate. Because if there is any criminal syndicate, people must be arrested. All I know is that unless we knew, when Professor Meridi has received that complaint at that time, the correspondence that came all along in relation to the same political killing, leading to the correspondence that was signed by the CFO, say this must be closed, leading to all the presentations before Parliament, where even General Kumalo himself was presenting and saying, this has achieved its purpose and it can be used for benchmarking, and that is going to now be taken to murder and robbery unit. Work study investigations conducted that says task teams are a waste of money. They work in silos. They are uncontrolled and they last for too long, and people leave the dockets unattended. So there's a whole lot of chain of arrangements that were put in place to dissolve that all the task teams and to replace them with specialized units, so that we can capacitate the specialized unit and make them as prolific as possible in such a way that we will be able to fight crime at any level in each and every province, not only in KZN.
But in your opinion, what would the motivation be to say the contrary, to say that the political killings task team should remain?
Can you please repeat the question?
What's the motivation, according to you, of someone like General Mokgotsi to say that the political killings task team must remain, must not be winded down?
I want to say, I want to strongly believe that the budget that goes with it is the one that is a cause for concern or a problem for General Mokgotsi. Because let's say you want to remain and continue with the political killing team. Take the whole team and put it into a murder and robbery unit and let them continue working as normal as possible, without you having to apply for 94 million or 74 million budget. Let them, remember they're earning salary every day. Take them as they are, put them under make them a murder and robbery unit, and then continue fighting crime the same way you've been fighting crime. Take the other money, put the resources into fighting gangsterism and drugs in the gang-infested areas. Now, for an example, there was a move to establish the political killing task team in Gauteng. Take for the past 3 years, how many political killings did we have in Gauteng? Maybe one. In Gauteng. They scrambled around to try and find one they can, for you to be able to make a number and say, we have this matter, with this matter, with this matter, with that matter, that matter. We don't have. Why establish a political killing task team in Gauteng when you don't have such? Why don't you, rather than make sure that you beef up when it comes to gangsterism? You occupy Westbury and El Dorado and all those locations, or you deal with your drugs, your firearms.
Is there a possibility that there's a distrust of you, your division, which is in control of crime detection, with all the investigators falling under you, all the detectives, that this unit must be protected because you don't actually interfere there? And we've seen that in your core bundle, that when you talk to units and provinces about dockets, you don't include the political killings task team. And we've established that last night. So don't you think with these members that are then used to send to Gala, for instance, to do that operation, to get a successful arrest, that's the reason why this unit is protected, because there's a fear that you would interfere if it's part of murder and robbery, and that you'll interfere in those type of ongoing investigations?
It's very absurd that that is the situation, because I have sent a team in Richards Bay and Mokgotsi, because the locals said they say they don't trust the locals. I've sent the team to Lusikisiki or to Umtata, where we're going to intervene because they don't trust the locals there. I've sent the team to Doranginza, where they say there is a group of ex-criminals that form a forum there. Before you open a case, you must go and report to them, and they will give you permission to go, for you to go and open a case. I have intervened in all those respective areas. So the fact that there's a team that come from KZN to say they are coming here to intervene in a case here, you leave KZN on autopilot, you spend your time here saying you are fighting organized crime. There's organized crime everywhere, including where you coming from in KZN. You're living a lot there. All the hitmen are coming from KZN. You're leaving them there. You're trying to come and fight something here in Gauteng. It's the same. So crime is crime everywhere.
Thank you. One last question, General. You said that you did not send that WhatsApp message to the Deputy Minister, and you specifically referred to the fact that you'd never use language like comrade and so forth. But the content of the message that reflects on supply chain management procedures that were not followed at Crime Intelligence to procure spy equipment of 13 million rand. Did you know of that supply chain management situation? Did you bring it to the attention of a Deputy Minister or anybody else?
I don't know about the information. If ever it's an information that I sent, it should be the information that I shall have forwarded, not an information that I type, because I don't use the language that says comrade or Keda or comrade Matewula. I don't know that person.
But did you know about the 13 million rand?
No, that I don't remember that.
Thank you, Chairperson.
Honorable vessels, thank you so much. And once again, General, thank you.
Nothing. Sure, I would do honestly.